Hi, my name is Valerie, and this is my 11th video on my no-poo hair experience. So my first no shampoo shower was on June 1st. I used baking soda and apple cider vinegar. And my last no shampoo shower was on July 19th, where I used coconut milk and vegetable glycerin in conjunction with apple cider vinegar rinse. And that left a lot of oil in my hair. I looked like a drowned rat, and I said, I'm going to have to try and use a dry shampoo recipe to see if I can get some of that oil to soak up, and I never ended up doing that. I didn't buy those ingredients, and I just dealt with it for 4 days, which putting my hair in braids for work doesn't make it all that bad. So since then, I've used quinoa flour and apple cider vinegar, and that took about like half the oil out because I guess I didn't do all that great a job working it into my hair. That one seems to be a little bit tricky, and I think I didn't dampen my hair enough before I put the quinoa flour in, so that makes it a little harder to get in there. After that, I had an egg white and apple cider vinegar shower. I've come to the conclusion that even with large eggs, if I'm going to use egg whites, I'm going to have to use 2 to make up for the lack of the yolk, just to be able to coat all of this hair. And then my last shower was a chamomile tea with vegetable glycerin shower with an apple cider vinegar rinse again. And my hope with the apple cider vinegar rinse is it will cut down on the amount of minerals that build up in my hair. Over the course of the week, I can calm out most of it, but then when I take a shower, it all just redeposits right back in there. And, part of it might just be the fact that my hair hasn't adjusted to not having shampoo yet, but we'll see. Well, today is August 4th, and I am really excited to introduce raw honey. I was really excited to try this in the very beginning. If you've watched all my videos, I probably mentioned it a couple times, but this is grade A raw honey, clover honey from, I got it at Market by Price Chopper. But the whole point of raw honey is that it's not pasteurized, so it's supposed to have all of those healing elements still in it, so that when you go to use it on your scalp and your hair, it will help to just kind of, kill off any bacteria that's bothering you and help promote healing, especially if you have like a dry, itchy, dandruffy scalp. And it should promote extra, thick hair growth or something like that. So I'm excited to use this, and I like honey. Honey is delicious, and it smells really good, so hopefully it will be really nice. According to the recipe, it's going to be a watery rinse, so it's definitely not like a hair mask like the egg, but I'm excited to try it and see how it turns out. On the stove, I heated up 1 tablespoon of the raw honey with 3 tablespoons of water, so that's a 1-to-3 ratio. And basically I just kind of heated it up until it started to have these little fine bubbles, which I believe are just from the honey being honey. I did not boil it or anything like that, and basically I just dissolved it in there. So now we have honey flavored water. And then I mixed up 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in my little spray bottle with almost a cup of water. And I am excited to put this on my hair. I think I will dampen my hair before putting the honey rinse in it, since it is so liquidy. I have a feeling it'll run off my hair before it tends to soak in. So if I dampen it first, that will help a lot. So even just looking at me from the front, you can definitely tell that my hair is oily. You can see that stringiness, it just clumps together. This is because of oil from my hair and from that hair wax. As we have been finding out, this water is fairly hard. It is shiny, but it's not just because it's healthy. It's definitely because of that oil in it. But it looks like the oil goes about more than halfway down my hair. It ends right about here, and it seems to blend in fairly well, but it's definitely a lot lighter since that coconut oil has been taken out of my hair, but it is definitely still very oily. So I'm just gonna have to keep trying things and figure out what works, and hopefully soon my hair will adjust, because it has been 2 months now. It's August and it still is not movie star hair like I would like it to be. But I'm dealing with it. It's okay. And I can't wait to scrub my hair clean. So, making 4 tablespoons of honey flavored water, I mostly concentrated on putting it on my scalp because I think that's the whole point of the recipe. It's not necessarily for the rest of your hair, it's for helping your scalp out. And it wasn't too strong scented. It was pretty uneventful putting in my hair. I wet my hair before I put it in, I rubbed it in, and having that little pot with the spouts on the sides really helped with wanting to apply it in certain spots and making sure I got it exactly where I wanted it to go. And the one thing that I did differently with the apple cider vinegar this time is I let it sit in my hair for a while. So after I rinsed out the honey with warm water, because it has sugar in it, I rinsed it out with warm water. I put the apple cider vinegar in my hair, and then I just let it sit in my hair while I, clean the rest of my body. And then I rinsed it out, and it feels like the hair is a little bit different, which is what I want. Hopefully there's not as much hair wax buildup this time, and we'll see how it looks when it's dry. Because it was kind of late when I took my shower, I ended up going to sleep with wet hair. And I thought in the morning I would be able to record, but that didn't work out either because my hair was still really damp because it was cold all night long. So I had to go to work, and I had my hair in braids to tame it. And when I came back, I was like, oh, okay, so I've got all of these waves in my hair, and people are going to know that it's not exactly the same day. So now that I told you that, putting the honey on the top of my scalp and the apple cider vinegar up here, I really think it took out all of the hair wax that was up here. It feels really smooth, but I don't think it got out a lot of the oil. As you can see, as you can see on this side, my hair is still very stringy, very dark, and super shiny from all that oil. And you can see it over here too. I will say that because the honey was all up here, because there's such a small amount of it, the rest of the hair feels more waxy, like it's got that residue still in it, but there is a lot less of it because I let the apple cider vinegar sit in my hair for a while I soaked up the rest of my body. So I definitely think leaving the apple cider vinegar in your hair longer is helpful, but I still kind of look like a drowned rat. So I definitely think that if we're going to use honey, it's going to be to nourish our scalp and not really to clean our hair. And it is super soft though. The ends feel like they're still pretty clean, but like all of this section right here is where all that hair wax feels very built up. And I can feel it come off on my hands a little bit. But it's definitely a lot less hair wax than it was before. It doesn't build up on my brush as quickly as it did before the shower. So, or comb, whichever one you prefer to use. And I'm just gonna have to keep trying to get as much hair wax out as possible. Hopefully multiple showers with the apple cider vinegar sitting in my hair for a while will help to get rid of all this extra hair wax, and then hopefully my hair will start looking cleaner. So, but you watch. After I go home in October, all of these problems are just going to go away because the water is different. So I hope that if you use honey water on your hair, that you have a better result than I do. All right? See you later.